What is the absolute worst punishment that a parent can give a child? It says in the Siva Shalom, Parshas Noach, page Nun Ches. There's many types of punishments. But the worst punishment, that's worse than all the other kinds, is a bechina of hashlacha, is a concept of being thrown away. That Hashem, we feel that He doesn't care about us anymore. When a child feels that my parents don't care about me, he says that is the worst punishment. Every other kind of punishment they can get through, they can get past. But if you feel your parents don't care about you, that's the worst. And the same thing with us and Hashem. We can go through everything, every kind of punishment, every kind of difficulty. And we see it happening as we're going through such difficult times. It's awakening so much good things in Klal Yisrael that unfortunately in such tragic times, but we can handle it. As a Klal, people are putting on tefillin, people are putting on tzitzis, people are saying Tehillim, there's more achdus, there's more love. But we can't deal with hashlacha, being thrown away, feeling abandoned. David HaMelech says, Shabike, she begged, Al tashlicheni milfanecha. Don't throw me away from you. Loi bikesh shelo yanesh. He didn't ask from Hashem, don't punish me. He was ready to prepare to take any difficulty, Yisurim, pain, bitter. That he was okay with. He didn't say, don't hit me. He didn't say, don't punish me. He said, don't throw me away from you. That Chazal tell us that he was makabel on himself. He accepted upon himself tremendous Yisurim, pain. But one thing that he did ask, don't throw me away from you. Don't discard me. That we shouldn't feel thrown away and abandoned by Hashem. That's something that we cannot handle. That is the most painful punishment possible. Al derech mashal, like a mashal, an example. La'av to a parent that is punishing the child. Sometimes the punishment, they can do all kinds of things, and they can survive it. The worst possible punishment is when a parent says, get out of my house, I'm not interested in you anymore. This is not liberal. This is not 2023 pop psychology. This is in the Siva Shalom from 30, 40, 50 years ago. This is authentic Torah. You can do a lot of things to your kids, but when a kid feels, I can't look at you, you disgust me, I'm not interested in you, that is the most painful thing for a child. And sometimes we do it on a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old and a young kid. We give a disgusting look. I don't want to look at you now. We don't realize how painful that is. And even when they're older, at any age, you could do, he's saying, a lot of things. You can make a lot of mistakes. But the feeling that a kid feels, my parents don't like me. So I want to tell you a true story. All my stories are true. I was very, very close to a friend of mine, a kip. And he told me one day, he said, Avi, my parents don't like me. And if my parents don't like me, that means I'm not likable. And a few days later, he tried to commit suicide. And he almost did. And he did a lot of damage to himself. You have to show your kids, I love you, but also I like you. There's nothing that a child can do that you can't stomach, no matter what. And sometimes, I'm not judging, it's very painful. But it's like Hashem is testing us. Like, oh, you want me to accept you, Klal Yisrael? By al-chetz, you expect me to accept all your al-chetz? He's like, Hashem is like twisting us more and more. Accept your children. Don't make them feel, al tashlicheni milfanecha. Don't make them feel bad, because that's the biggest pain in the world. And that's why there are some things that kids do that the parents, even by the Goyim, that they discard their children, they abandon them, they say, I can't look at you, and there's such a high suicide rate. Because a human being cannot feel, I am not liked by mommy and tati. And sometimes we do it when it's not even, we're not even dealing with such terrible things, and we think it's better than punishing. Let me just give you a feeling like, ugh, disgusting. Or, it's the worst thing. A lot of other punishments are preferred. And now we could understand what it says in Devarim. Hashem Elokecha imcha lo chasarta davar. Hashem Elokecha Hashem, our God, imcha, is with you. You're not missing anything. The Isa al Zeh b'Torah's Avos. He brings down what it's brought down in the Sefer Torah's Avos. Shekashi Yehudi margish, when a Jew feels, Sha'akadosh Baruch Hu imoi, Hashem alikecha imcha, you feel that Hashem is with you, oz loy chasarta davar. Then you're not missing anything in the world. Because whatever's wrong in your life you can deal with if you feel that Hashem is holding your hand. You could be in Auschwitz, or Rachmana litzlan, you could be being tortured. If you feel Hashem is holding your hand, Hashem is imcha, right, then you'll get through it. You're not missing anything. And you could have everything in the world, but not feel that Hashem is with you, and then you're in big trouble. You feel this kind of being abandoned by Hashem, this kind of terrible feeling, and the Yetzer Hara makes us sometimes feel that way because he knows that that's the worst thing for us, and it's not true. And he's going to explain, based on what we said, he's going to explain the Torah Savos. Hashem alikecha imcha. Any way that Hashem treats you. Bein Havaya, because it says Hashem Alekecha Imcha. Havaya is Midas Harachamim. And even Alekecha, when Hashem is dealing with us, Bechina of Alekecha Midas Hadin. We're going through hardships and pain and bad times. But still, if you feel Imcha, Hashem Alekecha, regardless of how he's dealing with you right now, but it's Imcha, that shemargish HaKadosh Baruch Hu imoi v'ashkechasei elyoyna frusa alav, you feel that Hashem is with you, and you feel that Hashem's hashkacha is on top of you, even though it's elikecha, even if it's painful, lo chasarta davar. Ki zeh ha'oisher hagadol b'yoser, that is the greatest fortune liyehudi for a Jew. Kasher hu margish hu choise, when we feel that we are being sheltered, tachas tzel kanfei ashkoch elyoyna, when we feel, even if we're going through pain and hard times, and we allow ourselves to feel it. It's always true. It's the Yetzer Hara says, no, Hashem doesn't care about you. It's all an einrednish. It's all being talked into by the Yetzer Hara. It's the worst kind. And we feel, oh, I sinned. Hashem is not with me. He brings many different shatim that even after the worst sin in the world, you shouldn't feel that Hashem is not interested in you. So if you feel that Hashem is not with you, you can't survive. But if you feel that Hashem is with you, he's holding your hands, and you're under his hashkacha, his, how do you say that in English? You're under his hashkacha, you're under his attention. He's caring about you. He didn't just throw you to the dogs. So then you feel a certain calm. That's part of emunah and bitachon, to feel that no matter what we're going through, Hashem is watching over us. That's hashkacha. He's watching over us. And it's being done. This hashkacha elyoyna, Hashem is watching over us. This hashkacha pratis, it's not random. Everything is meant, and if we really can tap into that, we can get through anything. V'imchas v'shalom, if God forbid, nitlo mimenu hashkacha elyoyna, harizeh bechinas hashlacha, and if God forbid Hashem wouldn't care about us, it would be like a bechina, concept of hashlacha, of being thrown away from Him. Shuhu ha'oinish hagurua b'yoser. It's the worst possible punishment. That is possible, and that's why David HaMelech, he said, Hashem, one thing I'm asking you, Al tashlicheni milfanecha. I don't care what you do to me, midas hadin, midas harachamim, the good times, the bad times, but let me always feel that I'm close to you. Please, Al tashlicheni milfanecha, don't throw me away. Shetamid argish es hashkach elyon, I should always feel that you're with me. And this is what we have to remember, as human beings and as parents, that no matter what a kid does, the worst possible punishment is when a kid feels, you don't like me. If you say, I love you, you're wonderful, you're great, but I have to punish you, and you come up, the punishment might be even much worse than what you perceive as just saying, get away from me, I can't look at you, or anything like that. But to the child, they'll say, give me any punishment in the world, but don't pull yourself away that you're disgusted for me, that you're abandoning me, that you can't look at me, that I'm so yucky and disgusting. That's the worst thing you can do to a kid. And we see parents doing it on young kids, or even at what we're dealing with. No matter what. We have to always remember, the most disgusting, horrible feeling of a person is when they feel that they're being abandoned by their own parents, their own flesh and blood, that they need a lot of drugs. There's no reason to live. They feel like emptiness. And what you're doing, all of you, in terrible circumstances, is constantly, no matter what, realizing that you are the respirator. You're that respirator that they should never feel, my parents, my mommy doesn't like me, or my father doesn't like me. Why should I live? I'm not likable. I'll never get married. I'll never have a future. And then really worse things happen. And you keep on, no matter what, keep on that respirator going. I like you. I love you. I love you. I like you. I care about you. You're good. You're good. You're good. And they will one day thank you. And they'll say, I don't know how you did it. When nobody believed in me, you believed in me. When I didn't treat you like you shouldn't treat an enemy the way I treated you. I cursed you, and you were always there, showering me with love and with good things and with good feelings. You got to hold on to your kids for their sake and also for your sake. To see them through these dark years, to carry them through these terribly confusing and dark years, until Be'ezrat Hashem, they will all get a refuah and a Yeshua Shalema, and they will thank you for being there for them and for not discarding them.